grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little beef of the king, little beef of the king. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Champion, I'm the champion, I'm the champion, I'm the champion, Don't know why you cats wanna wait to beat, but it's me just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early getting finished the plate? Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. It's like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ASC is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons and I'm the truth. Why? Cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still love the A&T, but I carry my throne. God bless every child that can hold it on. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you not. So when you gas scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the half. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the little cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade love. If I throw it on the key, you can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Cause I'm the motherfucking champion.
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy. Serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, social security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Get in here, get in here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the ATL show, brought to you by the Anthony Brown Show, live here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us tonight. Get in here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It costs you nothing to subscribe. Subscribe. We appreciate it. And also hit that like button. When you hit the like button, it lets YouTube know that you appreciate what we're doing over here. And then they show our videos to other people with similar interests. So the channel can then grow. And of course, you can always comment below. And when you comment, we'll respond accordingly and read your comments on the air. Also, there's a link below that you could also click and come on live and join the live discussion if you want. You don't have to necessarily show your face, but just definitely come on in and be a part of the craziness. So yes, come on. And of course, they say sharing is caring. So go ahead and hit that share button to share our video and share our show tonight with your social media so that your friends and family can come over here and see what the craziness is all about. As I often say, I can't do this all by myself. I do this weekly, every Tuesday and every Friday, with the help and assistance of my family, none other than the very beautiful, the very bright, my sister, Tayama Sweetness.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Tayama?
Nothing much. Another day, another dollar.
Okay, well, dollar make you holler. Look like
I
you're
don't
in
know
your
about
vehicle.
that,
You out in
but
them
the
streets?
dollar. What happened?
Okay.
What
And
you
of
said
course,
about
I'm
the
also,
streets?
I say you out there in the streets like you're in your vehicle, like you're in the streets.
Oh no, I'm in my house. I'm not,
Oh,
I'm on
you
my
got the lights
couch.
out. Oh, you got the lights out.
Honey, I'm not trying to wake
Yeah,
that
when it's dark,
dragon.
that look like you was in your vehicle.
I am not trying
Okay.
to wake Mr.
I
Tyson.
thought I'm also joined by none other than my brother, my little big brother, none other than the gospel mouth of the South, Mr. Legacy the Great.
ATL ho.
That's the gospel mouth of the South. Yes.
When did that become that?
I don't know. It flowed. So I guess that was
It,
sent to me from a vision
it's
from
cool.
God.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I
And of
like
course,
it.
everybody's favorite mother, the juiciest cakes on this side of the Mississippi.
Mm.
Yes, she's out there just coming back from a football game. None other
I
than
Blessings,
hope
Miss
that.
Juicy
everybody.
Cakes.
How y'all doing?
I want to know
All
if the
right, all right,
band
all
still.
right.
I wanted to know if the band's still playing.
Our team. Do y'all have a band? We don't have a band.
Well, I ain't got to worry about the band director going to jail.
But when I tell you, we were still playing. And the police was like, y'all gotta go. And I was like, nah, not until I see my son going. And I'm in
Okay.
my car, and so is my son. And that police could have got it too.
Girl, ain't nobody getting that
That part.
ain't nobody getting none of that with your neck like that right now.
Listen, they had some kind of thing on the field. I don't know what it was, but God put it right in my path. Because I got out there on the field and I was like, oh, I'm hurt. I can get hurt.
That girl, that's crazy.
But at the same time, anything for my baby. So,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
no, ain't gonna, and like I told him, ain't gonna be wrong.
Right?
I could have
Speaking of
got
the
away
band
with being
director,
one of them kids.
We were talking about the band situation last week on the show, but we couldn't show the video because it was a YouTube video, and I didn't want to get a copyright strike. So I found the
Okay,
video
they don't play.
on another platform, another social media. So I'm gonna be able to show the video tonight. I'm gonna show you the video and then we can move on. But this is the video that we was trying to show last week, but we couldn't for copyright reasons. But here's the video.
What you gonna do? It's okay, I'm gonna come back to school. Come back at it. That's right. That's cool. Okay, cool. That's cool. All right, you got it. Cool. That's okay, I'm gonna send him to school for the overtime. They got to go. Hey, 1, 2, hey, 1, 2, ready, and. Keep going. to jail. He hit the officer. He got to go to jail. He swung on the officer. I did not swing on the officer, man. Y'all driving low. Because I asked him to respect no sir. That's a disrespect. That's the kids, man. Let me go. How you gonna chase me? Let me go, bro.
Tony, you
I
gonna
don't
say
know.
something?
If I don't, somebody else can.
Well, I mean, again, he showed defiance when the people were standing right there telling him to go ahead and shut it down. Then he says, okay, and then cue the band. One, two, 1, 2, 3, and start. Come on, man. That right there was insubordination. I could see if they was in the middle of the song and they were trying to tell him to stop. He hadn't even started them to play the song yet. And then he cued him in. That was blatant disrespect for authority right at that moment. And then, you know, I don't think he did anything. I mean, I didn't see him swing on the officer, but I don't think he did anything that egregious to where he needed to be tased like that. But I do see where he was definitely wrong because he hadn't even started playing the song.
And I will say I can agree seeing the video and seeing that it wasn't they were trying to stop them from playing in the middle of the song, but he started after he was asked. That part is different than what we were talking about before. If he had been playing and those kids are playing, I would still be standing on keep playing, kids.
And I
However,
still Cake, and I agree with you on that, but I also think that the officers handled the situation wrong because they didn't have to do all that in front of the kids. It was enough officers right there to still take him in. He wasn't like he was trying to run or nothing. So they didn't have to do that to him like that in front of the children.
right.
But why did they
And
not
that
want
part
them to
is
play?
where
The game was over.
that part But that's the part where I said I had a problem where they waited till he got down and then did all that. If they really wanted to do it, they need to have got him while he was there. Like that was a little bit too unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, the tasing the tasing was a bit much.
Yeah, the cop was doing too much.
Tasing was a little bit too much because the officers probably even know the damn duty. They know what school he go to. Even if the man would have went home and they would have, like Cake said, got a supervisor out there last week, and they say, well, yeah, go pick him up. We see what he did, put his hand on the officer. Hell, even if you had to go pick him up from school Monday, it didn't take all of that. But I'm gonna tell you something. Sometime I'm gonna tell you, us tend to overdo. Yeah, us tend to overdo stuff when it pertains to us, because we're trying to get rank from the other side of us.
Mm.
Tayama family, other side.
Us, please don't never bump into me, us.
Right, us,
Cause
don't know
us,
how to support
listen,
us.
us. I just had a run in with us. And us will tell you, baby, you don't want no smoke. No, you don't. Because I'm
None of
finna
this.
make your supervisor come out here right now, not tomorrow, right now. And if I don't like your supervisor, I need your supervisor. I don't care. You call the mayor out here.
Get their
Mm-mm.
ass up.
Us, don't play with me. So us, we
But
gonna be
did you see the
cordial
video?
with us.
But did you see the video? It was us.
Yeah, I saw the video, but it didn't tell you like I need like
Hey
one thing
Michelle.
about one thing that I learned about social media, they give you just enough to keep you going and keep you trying to figure out. No, I need from beginning to end. Because I could see if my team won and that was the plan for us to play, and I made these kids work hard on this set, and you just don't want us to play because you salty because your kid could be on that team or whatever may have you. I just got questions.
Well, let me catch you up to speed right quick, sis. It was a rivalry game. And the man who got arrested, he was the visiting team. And the game was over. I think the visiting team won, and that was the band director. And it was a battle at the end. Everybody, you know how everybody's leaving and things like that, but the two bands were still competing against. Not that they were supposed to be, but because it was a battle of the band that they were battling each other. The officers, you see how they turned off the lights and stuff. People were leaving the field. The game was over and been over. So the officer came to that gentleman there first and told him to stop, wrap it up, get the kids out of there. They left him, went over to the other side and told the other band director and his kids to stop playing. They stopped playing and wrapped it up. He was still on the other side, still having his kids play. So they went back again, and when you see them when it started just then, that was them asking him to stop again. He gave them the thumbs up as if, okay, I am. And then that's when he cued the kids to start playing again. So
Okay.
at that moment, you're disobeying a direct order because they were shutting the field down. That's why you seen the lights go off on the field because the game had been over.
So at that point, you deserve whatever come your way. That was a
I told,
decision that you made.
I told you today
Okay.
on Friday.
Cheers.
But like I say, the only thing I see other than he could have been arrested better than that. And I think, like I say,
Hey,
sometimes it just
Michelle.
hey, yeah, Shell, what's good, baby, and Messiah, is that sometimes we can do better than that. You could easily now you put yourself in that predicament, but we could have as law enforcement 10 of y'all easily y'all could have just hey come on man let's not do this in front of the kid. We're gonna walk you out to the car. I ain't gonna even put you in handcuffs. I know who you is. I ain't even running you down. Let's just
But
walk on
being
out.
that he deal with kids, he should have automatically came to that assumption that he was
Exactly.
going to follow the law. So the kids know how to act accordingly when asked by the police. So whatever they did to him, to me, is justifiable.
Me
Period.
and you.
Y'all got to stop babying black folks that don't want to act right.
Now the only thing I think that Juicy was because we didn't see the video last week. We didn't get to see it. And but I think we're well, okay, good, y'all doing good. But that's why Cake said what she said when we came back in, because Cake thought that they were already playing in the middle of a song. And then the officer went in trying to be disrespectful and just cut him off in the middle of the song. And I'm glad we was able to get a live feed video of it so she could see because Cake was taking the the stance on if they were already playing in the middle of a song, why not let them go ahead and finish and then cut it off? But am I right, Cake?
Right. Well, not necessarily why not let them. I was speaking on the sense of a sport because band is a sport and it is a competitive sport just like football. And
Mm-hmm.
being a person who used to be a part of the dance team and we were disrespected as a sport, I stand as an advocate for those kids who play in these sports and then get mistreated like that. And so if that team was playing and the police or whoever came and said stop in the middle of your song and stop. No, if I was the band director and my kids playing, we gonna finish our song. But in this watching it today, that's something different. So that's why I
Right.
said today I could see something that's a little different. And he could comply because at that point it's all right, y'all, let's wrap it up. They had already finished the song. Here the
Mm-hmm.
disappointment is we can't play one more, but you're not in the middle of something. Ain't nobody shutting you down. It's
Right.
over. But the way they handled them, I'm still a band director. Like, yeah, you got what you deserve because you chose to be in your own statue and say you're gonna do what you do. But that don't give people a right to just treat you any kind of way. That's not babying. That's overdoing it. And that's the part I have. Like, we let the police have too much authority as if they have the final say when they're just upholding a law that our rights could be violated by their law. And so I'm a rightful person. I'm not a lawful person.
You do know once you're on school grounds and after any game, any sports events I ever been to, the school police officer is the one that shut down everything, letting you know time to go, time to go.
Cake say, and where you say y'all at, not where you at now, but where you used to be, Cake, where
In
even after the game will be over, Topeka,
Kansas,
Kansas.
right? They play the fight song. They play the school automatic. So whoever win, the band gonna play the song. All the people stand up. They hug and they sing the song. They rock back and forth. When the song is over, they got like this warrior beat or whatever they play until the last person out to stand. The
But see,
band is like that's
but
like the
that's what I was
captain of the
trying to
boat.
Cake, but that's what I was trying to tell you. I played ball to the from college. I played ball in high school, and then coming to Florida, I went to a lot of high school games and watched them. When the game over, like tell I'm gonna say, the police usher you up out of there. Time to go,
Yes,
time to go.
Florida is different. I didn't experience the same in Florida. I did experience that in North Carolina. Here in DC, like I was saying last week, they kicking you out on the street. Go get shot. You
Yeah,
gotta argue your safety up here. No, I won't go. I know I'm just trying to get around this car. He's still out in the
but
lane.
yeah, that was one of the things that me and Cake had a discussion on last weekend. Like I say, definitely glad that Tony was able to go back and like I said, nobody was wrong. Cake wasn't wrong in her stance last week, and I wasn't wrong. We just got some clarity today, and we seen that the band director was just defiant for no reason. Like Tay, I'm
But
gonna say,
my thing, none of those parents was still out there.
none
Soon
of the
as I
parents.
heard the
That's just,
police give a direct order to one of my kids, um, Tyson and Justin, let go.
I
Like
hope you
you,
get LeBaron, Manisa, and
like
Naya and tell them to get their ass on too.
in my mind, I can never like I couldn't fathom this guy. Okay, you the band director. You also a black male in America.
Yep.
You know how like I don't okay. His
Now, Kate.
competitiveness got the best of him. I
Now,
hope he
Cake.
liked those votes that went through his ass.
I do hope that that the officers. You crazy? I hope the officers do get reprimanded because you have to have some form of tact when you're dealing with people. And the man didn't have any weapons. He was already in the hands of one of the other school officers and stuff, walking him out. And
Yeah,
then
the
you got
second
the gun.
tase.
Then you got the gun to his chest while you walking to him talking. Then you hit him with it. You think getting hit with 25,000 volts in your chest ain't gonna make you move and shakes whoever on you off, and then you turn around because he startled by the shake and hit him again? Listen, there's been a lot of lawsuits over the years. That's why you don't really see people get tased as much. Because people, I don't see them tase older people, and you have to be careful because some people have pacemakers and things like this, and police officers and things have been sued for using these things because tasers are supposed to be used as a secondary um, option before using lethal force.
To
And
restrain a person who cannot be restrained.
right.
And that man
And
clearly could have been restrained without being tased.
but he was restrained. He was restrained, Kate. I mean,
That's
they
why
had
I
like
said
three officers on him.
clearly. That's why I
Yeah.
said clearly.
So I mean, they definitely. But this is the thing, and this is why I tell people. You know why police officers and judicial people don't care about lawsuits? They don't care about lawsuits because it doesn't come out of their pockets. the citizens of that town and the citizens of the United States pays for those lawsuits. So you're not hurting them. All that does is causes taxes to go up more in your city when you sue the department, the police department. Until they change the laws to where you can directly sue the commander in chief and that hits his personal pocket, that's when you start to make them hold other officers and things in a different perspective of how they gonna run things, because they still gonna get their check. Their check ain't gonna be light. And if you even half of the time when they get suspended, they get suspended with pay. So who cares about a lawsuit because it's not financially hurting the individual that you're trying to sue? You sue the whole department as a
And
whole, and then go ahead, Kate.
that's why these police do what they do, because they can
Right.
get away with it.
Oh, you gonna sue us? Cool, sue us. But we ain't paying for it until we able to start suing them independently, and that $100,000 coming out of their pockets, or that 200,000 or that $2 million coming out. Oh, Anthony, you the police chief. We're not only suing the police department, we're suing you personally because this man or this woman already got 23 write-ups in his or her folder. Why is this person still being employed right here? And you kept him, so not only are we suing him personally, the police department, and we're gonna sue you too because you're the person that keep him employed.
I'm a firm believer too. You hit a bitch in their pocket, they'll act right.
Yeah. I'm talking about the captain to go right in there and punch that officer right in the mouth. What you doing? You know damn well I gotta pay for Betty Jean wigs this month.
Because same thing when I was a manager, like I didn't just write a bitch up. Well, I'm gonna write you up and send you home. So I'm gonna cut some of your money. And guess what? We ain't gonna have a problem ever again.
No.
Don't worry, that's why you wondering why your tires going flat.
Listen, told it. But listen, why do you think that the judicial system gives like judges and DAs judicial immunity to where you can't sue them outside? Because they know that judges and DAs bring up and trump up charges on individuals, wrongfully convict people, and then the DA will turn around and tell you, well, I didn't convict him. The 12 jurors convicted him. But they only convicted me based off of the evidence that you presented, and you withheld evidence. And you didn't present evidence to show them that what I gave you that proved that my innocence. Until, like you say, and until the American people, as Cake say, stand up and start making these individuals, because I mean they put a new law on the book every day. There's a new law on the book every day that we don't know about that somehow come out and now it's a law. But there's nothing that they run by the people, because the United States the government's supposed to be for the people by the people. So when do the people get to make a decision on what laws they want to protect them? Because half of the time we don't know what laws are out there until we violate one, and then they hit you with ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Well, moving right along. Also in the news, Jenny Mae and Jeezy are calling it quits. Jeezy has filed for divorce due to Jenny Mae's infidelity and cheating, and it's simply because of her love for black men. Yes, she has cheated on Jeezy. They're married, have one child together, and as a result, she also recently, and it wasn't allegedly, cheated with another black male, and as a result of that, Jeezy is filing for divorce and said there's no looking back.
Well, I've heard a lot about this story, and I was just waiting. I knew eventually you were gonna bring it to the forefront. But the smartest thing that Jeezy did in this whole ordeal was they had a prenuptial, and
Go
he's
Jeezy. Go Jeezy.
yeah, he has a prenup in place, and they haven't really been married long enough for assets and stuff to be destroyed amongst him and her. The only thing, and he's asking for 50-50 custody of his child.
Right.
So I was very proud to see, you know, I didn't know about the infidelity part. I knew that um she was reaching back out to her ex-husband, but and communicating with her ex-husband, but I didn't know that she actually
And his
um
was he's so glad he let go of that trash.
right, because her ex-husband was white. And she had one time said on The View that white is something, but black is for pretty much for sex. That's what she was insinuating.
White
And
is for marriage, black is good for on the side, like a
yeah, on
side
the side,
piece.
Plus, she
right,
also was not willing to give him a child because she didn't want the rest of her body.
right.
And then she turned
So
around and wanted a child by Jeezy.
right, but like I say, I mean, Jeezy used to be my favorite rapper, and I mean, I know almost all his music. I love his music, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's I guess that's why I got so much love and respect for Ti and Tiny because Ti and Tiny done been through a lot. She helped him build become who he is. She gave him money to get himself off the ground. But no matter what they've been through, they still together. I think when we as black men get to a certain status or level, we put on these blinders like we can no longer find um decent black women and thing like the black women were fine when you was out, telling all the boys to sell dope, telling all the women to, twerk their ass and stuff, and you was okay with being with them women at that time. You was okay with sleeping with them women, sleeping with the sisters. You was cool with all of that when you was what is perpetuating, being a drug dealer. But as soon as you wanted to become a business mogul, you said F the sisters, and I'm gonna go get me an Asian, and this is because she and see one thing I know y'all think I'm always on the men's side. I'm like Cake saying I'm for fairness, and I feel like um Jeezy, you did sisters wrong because there's plenty of black beautiful sisters out here that don't act hood all the time and know how to act and carry themselves to where you could have locked down with a sister and did the same thing. And in 2 years of you being with this Asian woman, you don't allowed her to be in your bag because now if she gets, she's gonna be entitled to some child support. So whether you think going to the club, making it rain, throwing 20, $30,000 and making it rain in sugar daddies and in Magic Kingdom and all that, you're gonna have to make it rain over there at her house.
Well, why would he have to pay child support when she did the infidelity?
Well,
But
because he
go
got the
ahead,
more
KK.
money. Because he got the more money, right?
But she still did the infidelity.
You know what part I think is funny too is more than just the infidelity. The way she treated him as a person, and like she was like, I heard a comment she was saying she has to start talking to her child and teaching her their language because all he teaches her is South. Like talking South is a dialect. Like we don't even speak English, we just speak South.
Well, I
Her
mean,
ignorance.
Cake, it's like this. Like they were saying, they was really saying that those two hooked up during right when COVID took place. Boom. So they were pretty much around each other, got to know each other and be around each other intimately at that time. So, and then they go on to say that she's a type person that she can't be with. She has to be with somebody who is in the limelight, who's relevant, who's always, the camera is always on because, that's how she likes to live her life. And at this time in Jesus' life, that part of him, that I'm in the spotlight all the time, the light ain't on Jesus no more like that. So she just wanted to be, I mean, she really just attached herself to his pocket to be able to have an extra stream of income coming into her life. And he was blinded by his own ambitions of shitting on black women, thinking that another race was better than the queens that brought him into this world.
Now I'm just gonna play devil's advocate because I really don't know Jeezy in his relationship status or lifestyle, but maybe he was in a situation where those black women, they were black women, but there were black women that also did not treat him right. You know, there was, some black women don't want to be submissive, don't want to, do the
Well,
certain things
Tony,
that other.
I don't think he can be looking for a submissive black woman when for 15 years of your life, all you told women to do was shake their ass, bring that puss over here, suck this dick, and snort this cocaine. You
Well,
can't be looking for.
those weren't relationships. Those were just women. I'm talking about relationship.
So if any woman treated him bad, and it's because he got like 3 baby mamas outside of her, and he's never been able to stay with one woman, even he give them kids and he move on. So he's almost like a locust. He attaches himself to the woman that he liked for a little bit, give him a child, and then he finds a reason to leave. This is what has been told because he has 3 baby mamas outside of what he just got married to. And they're not ugly women. They're not, by far not ugly women. But
And they black women too.
And they black women. And the thing of it is this, Tony, you can't, and we talk about energy. We talk about energy all the time because we got the energy queen right here at the bottom part of you. You can't expect something different when you done so much of this for so long. You have to also read some of that stuff you've done. So it ain't necessarily got to be that these women have done something wrong to him, because if they was allowed to do something to him, being that he's the person with all the money, he's the person with all the fame and all the fortune at that moment, nobody, if they did anything to him, it was something that he allowed to be done to him. And when he allowed himself to let his guard down to get married, he turned around and let the little Asian wheat thin fuck another nigga, and it broke his heart because it made him look like a plumb fool, because everybody told him that she was gonna get him. And she got him. Yay to the little Asian wheat thin.
Wow. Sorry, Jeezy.
Listen, I remember probably about 3 years ago, maybe 4. Jeezy's son was graduating high school, and Jeezy was at the graduation, and he came out looking nice, dressed like a godfather, and a news reporter pulled him to the side and asked him, say, Jeezy, did you, because all of Jeezy music is about selling dope and all this and that. So one of the reporters pulled him over to the side and say, hey, did you ever tell your son to trap or die, like you told every other black boy out in the world in the United States to trap and sell dope or die? Did you tell your son the same thing that you out here telling other people kids? And if you'd have saw the look on his face,
What did he say?
He looked it crazy, because there was no way that he was prepared for that question.
No, because he didn't, and I was listening earlier to, I think it was Dave Chappelle, and he was speaking on how the industry encourages them to be socially injustice towards our people by making them present and give things to them that, like, to the community and to outsiders, as if this is what they do and it's not what they do for their very own. And that was some of the reasons why Dave Chappelle
walked
switched up
away.
what he was doing, right?
Hmm.
Because he couldn't do that anymore. But he said, but it's a lot of people who still are doing it for the money, and he would like for them to get out of it. But I think that's what the movies that are coming out are starting to show different things too.
That's like Cardi B. Cardi B don't allow her children to hear her music,
She don't allow what?
her kids to hear her music.
Right, but you would tell my daughter and my niece is by Tayama and my niece by Cake, you know, whop ass pussy. Make sure you get this whop ass pussy on it.
Yep.
But you don't want your daughter, and but I do understand it though, because a lot of times people don't be understanding with those contracts because we don't read and we don't take the time to have our lawyers, somebody that we trust, to thoroughly go through those contracts. Where these people won't sign you if you're not saying that you're willing to do the things that they need you to do. So people have literally sold their souls and have warped generations of kids and things like that by selling their soul for money and fame just to be able to, have some dollars. And of course we all want some dollars, but you have to be able to. Could you just imagine Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Everett, all these people that lost their lives, even the ones we don't know that got killed out here doing the movements, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, the good white folks that he had people doing the Underground Railroad and things like that. Could you just imagine some of them people being saying, you know what? And we did have some Uncle Toms that sold out our revolutionary movements and things like that. But if it's all about a dollar, like Cardi B said, Tony, I don't cook, I don't clean, and then turned around and her own husband videotaped her in the house cooking and goddamn cleaning and posted it to show that you're lying about what you don't do. But you'll tell
That's
that,
my
but
new hook because I don't do none of that.
lies.
No, serious. I haven't cooked in so long. I gotta start buying groceries over there at Tony them house. I gotta buy groceries at my cousin's house. Listen,
But we ain't
Listen,
talking
listen,
about,
I'm
we
with
ain't
you,
talking about,
sis.
listen, we ain't talking about them little,
listen. This
we're
new
not talking about your
Tayama.
little sabbatical. We're not talking about your
Hey,
little
look,
sabbatical,
I
because
work
I
so
done been to
hard.
your
I
house
wish the
when you
fuck
cook.
I would go. I
This
wish I would touch a pan.
God
Told her
done
she's
blessed me with a
lying.
personal chef.
No, for real.
Get
Tony,
out
would
my
you tell this man I be at your house?
I
I'm
know
on my
you
way to
do.
Tony house to go get a plate now. Y'all,
Listen, I
y'all
know
taking up
you.
my time.
Listen. But I have been to your house when you have thrown down.
Yes, and I was cooking for you.
You know what I'm talking about? So don't say you don't do it. Just say you ain't. You on a sabbatical.
No. Listen, the new Tayama.
Oh
If you
God.
don't come with an apron, you could be butt naked with an apron. Listen, I can't help you. I am not the woman for you.
And cake lying too. Cause just because you got a daughter that's a chef, you cook too.
Nope. Her daughter do
Listen,
all the cooking.
when we moved to Kansas, Newbie, Nas, and Yankee were like, "Ma, you only got 4 days to cook. We gonna cook the rest." And then it gradually went to I just don't go in the kitchen. I wash the dishes with joy.
Well,
I
at
got
least you
paper
ain't.
plates
I
in the
refuse now.
microwave.
I refuse to eat off a paper plate, so that's why I wash the dishes
Yeah, I wash
because
the dishes. I
yeah,
hate paper
because I
plates.
make sure
Say
because
Alma.
if not, my mama house, we use silverware and we eat off
Oh
of
no, I
porcelain plates,
don't want no metal in
and
my mouth.
we want silver in our mouth, not metal. And we eat off of silverware. I
I want
follow through after I
plastic. I
wash
want
dishes.
plastic in mine. Plastic.
I got you.
I
But
know
we
you
gotta
do.
go to Tony house for the food.
But
Cause it
Next
cooking,
definitely
month, make
does.
sure I'm
listen,
a food stamp they ass up. Cause honey, I be over there for my plate. I don't know what y'all man, I work too hard to get in that kitchen.
somebody asked me when I gonna cook them son to eat. I was like, they don't cook. that look right there. Matter of fact, mind your business.
Okay.
Y'all crazy.
Well,
I give you a raw salad.
Okay. Listen. Also in the news, it says here. Can you read that, Kate? Juicy.
An LA federal judge has
Sorry.
ordered Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth, to serve up to 120 days on home detention for making threatening remarks towards a specific individual while in the company of someone with a criminal record. What?
And then the person was
Offset?
Offset. Yeah, he said something publicly about Offset, and Offset sued him, and I think he also won the lawsuit.
Well, the thing is with that is, whatever you're saying about a person, if it's not a lie and it's the truth, then you're not slandering or nor is it
No,
defamation.
no, let me tell you, it wasn't even about slandering. This damn dude at the VMA Awards when Cardi B and her husband them left the awards because everybody was in there and they didn't want no drama. They left. This clown behind dude went to prison as dude, went outside the man hotel with three other grown ass dudes, recording themselves live, talking about how they waiting outside his hotel, showing the hotel, making threats and all of that. Okay, I'm like, how dumb can you be?
Man,
If
and
I
but
was
what is
Nicki
it?
Minaj, I would have
But
went
what?
over there with my stiletto and beat that bitch all the way
But
back to the hotel we was at.
What
You
is the
broke.
what
You
is the
trying to get
beef?
my money gone.
But what is the beef with him to where he wanted to stay where he said Offset?
No, the beef started between Nicki Minaj and Cardi.
Cardi.
But that's years ago.
And yeah, years ago. And when they did the VMAs award, Offset said, no man is gonna put their hands on my wife. It was a man that gave Cardi B that big old knot on her head.
Mm.
So right then and there, Nicki Minaj's husband Kenneth, which need to be called Kenny, was
Mm-hmm.
sitting there with that bullshit. Like it's a whole video of four grown ass men outside of somebody's hotel telling them, come on outside. Oh, we out here. We out here. Y'all be playing, we're about that life. I'm like, bro, you old as fuck. But you could do that because it ain't your money that they gonna come after when they come sue somebody. When they sue you, they actually suing Nicki Minaj. Nigga, you broke.
Mm.
Yep.
I was his wife, bro. I would have pulled up on him with a bat. I would have beat that bitch all the way back to our hotel.
You mean to tell you gonna treat him like Stedman?
Listen, you best to believe Stedman ain't out there fucking over Oprah
Oprah
money.
at all.
He know Oprah getting judged by Gail, but he refused to open his mouth to let anybody else know.
So to put that
He want
allegedly
to
up there
live
on that
plush
mouth.
like them damn dogs. Like you literally gotta see the video of these grown men. I'm like, bro, you somebody whole daddy out here.
But I
Y'all
mean,
other niggas
but even
somebody
with,
whole granddaddy out here.
but I don't know. This is my thing. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, if I got a problem with a dude, I don't need
Pull up that
4
video, Tony. You gotta see the video. If you gonna put that up there, you gotta find this video of these grown men outside, literally taunting this man. You are literally recording yourself threatening this man. I say,
Yep.
right then and there, Offset could kill him dead, and guess what? He gonna get off because you dumb as shit to do that. I
Gonna
don't
follow the man
understand
to the
black people.
hotel.
I don't understand black people. I'm not gonna give you that.
Mm.
Like literally, Tony, you gotta look that up and play that video.
I
Cause
got too many
that
videos to
picture
play
ain't
here.
doing no justice of the stupidity.
Well, if you're just tuning in, again, welcome to the ATL show. We're live every Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. And tonight is $5 Friday, Fine Nigga Friday. Y'all see them fine niggas? What's up? What's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See me, look at me.
Let me tell you, you need to do that post a little bit different, cause Legacy, you ain't no fine ass Friday. Nobody, I ain't dropping no dollars on you. No,
Yeah.
sorry, that's nasty.
Well,
Usher, you can't get it. You got herpes. Birdman, you be kissing men. We gotta
wow.
do that poster a little bit different.
Well, I am a fine nigga Friday.
Yeah, well, what about $5? Let me put
I,
my cash up.
not you. No, you better not give me down.
I told you to give it to
So for the
me.
viewers,
Say what, Tony?
y'all too much, I tell you. Y'all are too much. I had a
Okay,
special video I want to
so
share. It's
my
called
question is, you put up Jenny Mai, which ain't nobody studying her Jeezy. You didn't put up the Blight couple royalty, Papoose and Remy.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. You ain't heard
How
I got
about
that
that,
you
Tony?
information.
fucking the help?
Eh, Tony, you ain't heard
I got
about
that
that?
information. I got that information at the last minute, so it's gonna have to be on the next
Who
show.
wanted noodles?
Okay.
But check
Okay.
this out.
Wait,
This,
and
Did you get
Tiana
a
Taylor
noodle?
and her Iman Shepherd.
Did
Man,
you get
listen.
noodles?
They breaking up?
Man, they done broke up, separated. I'm trying to figure out Tiana number because baby, that's me all day. I'm trying to
this
get
next
the
video, I
number.
got father's love for his son on this next clip video.
You're a lot heavier than you were at 9 years old. But he still has to push you now because you're not doing your part. Zeus! So he's doing good now, right, Kev?
Yes, sir.
How long you think a father can keep doing it with all his responsibilities? Let's put life in this picture. He works, married. You're making his life a lot harder. Because he's worried about you, because you're acting silly in school, getting suspended. Keep going, Kev. Try to fight through it. This is what he does for you. But he can only do so much. It's crushing your father. The way you can help, live up to your potential. When I say Zeus, your father's gonna push up, but you already know he's weak. You're gonna have to push up at the same time to help him. Zeus! See how you helping? Zeus! Zeus! Down.
I'm glad I'm a mother because his ass would have fell on the floor from the first up.
This girl
Get off.
crazy. I mean, it was a beautiful
That was
metaphor because
beautiful.
I mean that
Yeah.
it's not just for the fathers, it's for mothers as well. Because I'm gonna be honest, Tony. I mean, you know, we live in West Palm Beach and downtown Broadway, and live in West Palm, and Kate done lived in what
Like Worth
uh,
Wellington,
Lake Worth, where yeah, and I never really see. I live right next door to a bunch of Hispanic people, and I could tell you in the 4 years of living next door to those people, I never saw their kids be disrespectful. I never saw them fight each other and things of that nature. I'm pretty sure they argue and stuff, but to actually see it, I never saw it. But to see this, and then we can say, well, dang, what can we do, or what can your kids do to take the loads off of parents, to have all that responsibility. And then, where we grew up, when mama or daddy said something, we moved because we knew a extension cord, a water hose, a table, a TV, or something was coming behind it. But
Mhm.
and we knew that if mama said these dishes better be washed before I get home from work. This meat need to be the dish need to be washed, and this meat need to be took out so it can be thawing out by the time I get home from work, so I can cook y'all something to eat. We knew that that was a major priority. We knew that cleaning up in the house was a responsibility that belonged to us. And and what he was saying is, take the load off your dad. Be a good kid. Handle responsibilities the way that your mom and dad, assign them to you. And to me, I mean, it's just more or less like our communities, our lawmakers and stuff are constantly making laws and policies that um take the foot off of the parents' foot off of the child's neck, and they want the rebellion and the disobedience so that they can keep the school to prison pipeline going. And that's why you see most people, they telling people they can't discipline their kids and things like that so that they can keep that school to prison pipeline going, especially with young black men. So, for me, this was great, saying to see the father, and if it was a mother, to see them fight through all the hurt and the pain to still, be willing to be there for their children. But I mean, like I say, um, we have to be able to continue to raise our kids the way. I'm talking about the good parents. I ain't talking about all parents. I'm talking about good parents, black, white, blue, green, or yellow. You know, don't allow for a government to tell you how to raise your kids when the only thing they want to do is get your kids raised so they can put them and raise them in prison. What, Tony?
I have a letter that our backstage manager shared with me earlier today, and I just had to read this letter because it was in just total shock and disbelief for me to read it. And I want to see if y'all could give some advice or direction, derivative, or whatever to make it, as I say, make it make sense.
Right, make
Try,
it
try
make
to
sense.
make this make sense. It says, this is from a wife. My husband is mourning his dead mistress.
I'm already done.
3 months ago, the woman who was having an affair with my husband died suddenly from an accident. I found out about the affair only 2 days after her funeral. I thought she was simply a coworker, and I was wondering why my husband was so disturbed and emotional. He quit his job saying it was too traumatic to go to work. She was in the early weeks of pregnancy when she died, and my husband doesn't know whether he or her husband was the father. So, on top of everything, he's also grieving for a baby which may or may not be his. I find it extremely difficult to be emotionally supportive when he wakes up at 3 a.m. crying and trembling. Yet I don't have the heart to yell at him like I want to. He says he's dead. He says she's dead. So there's no reason for me to feel jealous or to feel threatened. And ask for my understanding as he grieves.
Yeah.
We barely talk. We barely talked these last weeks because I don't know how to respond to my husband when he cries and says he misses her and wishes that she was still here. Then also how much he loves me and that he never intended to leave me. I asked him to visit a marriage therapist together, and he said he's not ready to work on our marriage and thinks he needs to see a grief therapist instead. Do I need to give him time to mourn the loss of his mistress, or should I demand he focus on our marriage?
You know what? I really don't even know how the fuck we even entertaining this dumb shit, because this is dumber than any this this is dumber than, yes, Miss Dunn. This is dumber than anything I've ever heard anybody send into the Steve Harvey Morning Show. And let me tell you something, sweetie. let that motherfucker get in a tub of nothing but cold water. Put 2 brand new tree razor blades on each end of the tub. And let him go ahead. Make sure before you do this that he has already made sure that you are the pure beneficiary. And tell him to go in there and slit his wrist on both hands 5 times sideways. And let him bleed on out in the tub so he can go be with his mistress. That marriage been over.
Not sideways. You have to go the long way so it's not replaceable.
Okay, you see you got it from the best one. And let him go ahead and bleed out in that cold ass ice water and make sure he leave a note saying everything belong to you so that you can go ahead and spend his dead money. Cause obviously he don't want to be up there with you. So him and his mistress and dead child can be together and forever sleep.
When I received this letter, I was like, I can't even make it make sense in my mind.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
And I'm not suggesting you do any of the things he's saying. However, I hate for people to do stuff the wrong way and be purposeful with everything you do. Don't be looking like that, Tam.
Let me tell you, I'll listen. Oh, you miss her that much? Well, you know what? Let me make sure you get to visit her a lot sooner.
You see, now she finna kill him.
I ain't gonna kill him. I'm gonna just go. He won't be missing her because I'm gonna have him with her.
Be encouraged.
Yes, be encouraged.
To me, I would say,
be still. The Bible say that too.
I was gonna say, obviously, in the midst of him messing around with the side piece, he actually had developed feelings for her, and those feelings were love. And he seems like he loved her more than he loved the wife. So the wife was a marriage of convenience, whereas the side piece was actually somebody that had taken the role of they had switched lanes, and they didn't realize they had switched lanes.
Yes.
Because he was emotionally and physically, mentally, spiritually, everything emotionally attached to the side lady.
Right.
And to be asking his main chick, just give me time to grieve and be understanding. And no, bitch, what? You know.
So not hold on, Tony. So not only do she got to deal with, I'm just finding out that you were cheating, and now I got to deal with you also got her pregnant. So that means you were dropping dick in a raw, knowing that she had a husband. So not only are you coming home with her bodily fluids on your penis, and now you sucking it off of it. You know what I'm saying? So he listen. Take my advice, baby, and just happen to go buy some big tree razors and leave them in there. He'll finish the job himself. Make sure you have some good funeral music playing to where it just bring his spirits down even lower. And he just decided he don't need to be here no more because the love of his life is dead.
Yeah, obviously he's in love with the other person and not with you. So even if you allow him to grieve her, and get over the grief,
he needs to be by himself.
He's still emotionally attached to that other person, and that's not gonna make the love for you grow.
Nope.
Exactly. But you gotta realize, I could never be something of convenience to somebody. I'm about to conveniently make your nephew disappear, okay?
You better not do that to him. But yeah, Tony, that's crazy right there. I mean, it's so let him grieve. But baby, go on and move on. Go sleep, go get on her husband penis.
Okay.
And y'all two party together and let them just go ahead and grieve because see, listen. Legacy has done a lot of crazy stuff in the process. But let me tell you something. Yeah, he been gone, Carlotta. But let me tell you something. And I always thought that this was crazy. I always thought it was crazy when me and my relationship with a woman was going smooth and good. That's when I always found it okay for me to be out there in the street. But when my home was in an uproar, the love, the how my feelings for that woman, because the woman that was home was who I loved, and I was just being an ass out there in the street. But when that became like it was about to be tore apart, listen, I ain't care nothing about nothing that was out there in the street because I was just being promiscuous.
Been a whore?
Men can't be that.
Been whorish?
Stop lying to yourself. Yes, you can.
Listen, if I was waiting on Taylor because Juicy's face looked down at the camera like, what?
Let me tell you, yes, you can.
Yes, you were.
And I was,
Exactly.
yes, I was promiscuous. But I can't.
All of us were.
Nah, them having fun. That was Jeanette say, having fun.
All of us was.
No,
And
women
have
can't have fun. Women can't have fun.
Oh
Then
well,
what we have?
I was whoring, fucking living my best life.
Cindy Lauper said girls just want to have fun.
Yes.
Okay, and then we grow up and become women. So while we doing all that, we girls having fun.
That's not true. That's not true. That's whoring.
That's not whoring.
We are
That's
not
whoring.
listening to Legacy McGreat.
For real.
Okay. What we're not doing is listening to him.
But listen, I love y'all. But listen, Tom, that's a horrible letter, bro. That was a horrible
Yes.
letter.
Like
Hold on for a minute.
So what wound up being the ending of this? So
That
she
was it.
allowed him that time.
No, she was asking us what do we think we need to allow her to do.
Move on.
Girl, I'm okay, this is my opinion. Allow yourself to love yourself. How about you try loving yourself and you'll cut off all the rest of that? Start there. Start with loving yourself. Once you start loving yourself, clarity will come with no questions asked. Bam.
And I stand with sis on that because self-care is the best care. And if you don't have the capacity to love yourself, you will never have the capacity to understand or love anyone else.
Dr. Tony?
I say move on. We move on because obviously mentally and emotionally he's already moved on. So even if he grieve or whatever, that's not gonna allow the love for you to grow. So you're holding on to a fantasy or a vision, so let it go. Just move on and find happiness all over again.
But moving on is a way of loving yourself too. That's choosing you first.
Right.
But let me because I know everybody probably, I think Tayama done been married, Juicy, you done been married. Don't being in a marriage means that you put the other person before self?
No.
Hell no. What marriage is that?
I don't think y'all understood that what it said in the Bible.
Oh, well,
tell
no,
me what
I
the
didn't
Bible
understand
say.
nothing in the Bible.
Because I'm not yet. I didn't get that scripture. Because even the wedding vows ain't in the Bible, so I don't see where they talking about that in the Bible. Like, how I'm gonna put somebody before me, but then I'm supposed to be able to take care of them. If I can't take care of me, how I'm gonna be equipped to take care of somebody else? You got to care for yourself. That's not being selfish. That's having priorities on where, like, even on the airplane, they say before you put your mask on your child, put your mask on you first.
Yep.
It ain't somebody else before you. Now I got to tell the Bible. King James You got to go back and revise that one, Shawty.
I think he mistake that. Only time the Bible say you put your husband before anything or anybody is talking about outside people, not
No,
yourself.
no, it says that when a husband and a wife becomes one, that there's nothing, not even your children or your mother and father, that comes before the vow that you and your husband take. Nothing comes before each other.
But
They're
see,
not
that's not
talking about
saying
yourself.
self. Yeah, that's not saying you're putting yourself before. That's saying other people, outside people, even your
So
children, your mother.
are your children and mothers and father outside people?
Well, yes, because according to the Bible, they say once you create a family, that's your family. So your parents are not your family. Your family is your immediate. Your children,
Right,
like your children. I have to come to grips a lot about that. My children are my children, but they are their own people. They have their own life, their own journey. They're gonna grab and meet their own someone and have their own family. I'm going to do my best to be on their side so I can be a part of their family,
right,
but they have choices, and that's the
right,
same as a husband and wife. I tell my kids that all the time, that we here for you, I'm here for you. However, if it comes down to I gotta make choices, I can't say like my children who don't have anyone else in their corner, I'm gonna be like I'm on somebody else's side and you
of
got to
course
get
not.
it on your muscle. No, but I'm not gonna sit there and let my child dictate, like we were talking about, disrespectful, and our spouse or our loved ones. There's
Right,
going to be stipulations that are going to be put forth, where the love of my life, my spouse, will be knowing you're who I choose, for us
right,
to stand together as one against these
right.
people. So
I
no.
got you. I got you.
But ain't never he coming before me, and oh gosh, that mean now. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So whoever out there interested in you paying attention, just know I choose me first.
I second that nomination.
I
Put
third
But this
your
that.
ass
my
together.
man,
Put
this
them
is
both
one of my
backstage, Tony.
men.
Put
So
both of
don't
their ass
they don't
backstage.
got no chance.
And they ain't gonna get paid this week.
I third that.
That's okay. Put ours on the books.
Hey, look, I ain't worrying about them getting paid because my brother got 3 jobs. Mr. Legacy the Great got me covered in the
Listen,
blood.
in the blood and in love. Listen,
Moving
That
right,
part.
moving right along.
Dear ATL is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to theanthonybrown.show@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So yeah, if y'all have any letters or anything you want to ask the ATL and you want to write in, send your emails in, and we would definitely read them on the air.
and definitely give
Well,
you the real uncut advice.
okay. Here's the truth about the Oompa Loompas. Y'all all know the Oompa Loompas, the chocolate factory, Willy
Yeah.
Wonka. Okay. Well, here's the truth about the Oompa Loompas.
You know the film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Willy Wonka and them? Well, I just found out that the Oompa Loompas weren't from Loompa Land. Nay, they were enslaved Africans. Willy Wonka was an enslaver giving away tickets to white children to tour his chocolate plantation. Bruh, let me show you. Here's the modern, sanitized version of the book. Aren't they fantastic? No higher than my knee. Look at their funny long hair. Now the original and most popular version during the book's peak. Aren't they fantastic? No higher than my knee. Their skin is almost black. Pygmies they are, imported direct from Africa. I discovered them myself. I brought them over from Africa myself, the whole tribe of them, 3,000 in all. He goes on to say that he smuggled them in large packing cases with holes in them. The Bantu tribe was convinced to work and live at the factory in exchange for cacao beans. Beans. They worked for beans. And now my childhood visceral distaste for this film makes a whole lot more sense.
Wow.
Now that is something I never knew or even heard of.
So the chocolate factory was the black folks, chocolate.
Right.
And you know, it's crazy because, like, for my kids, I did not know that there was a book for that. And growing like with them, in order for them to watch certain shows or movies, they had to read the book before they watched it. Like the Titanic, they've read, Roots, they've read. I would have had them read that, and then I would have known. So I was so distraught because they didn't like this movie, and I used to like, this is what I watched when I was little, trying to get them into it. Love you too. And here you go.
Something in nation and I say, hell no.
Right.
Okay.
And
But
then
you
she
know
was
what?
talking about beans. That's chocolate. Cacao is what you make chocolate out of. So not only were they kidnapping our people, but they were stealing the resources from the land. There was a apartheid going on. They were doing everything. That might have been the real trade story book right there.
Okay.
The kid version.
The kids' version telling the truth.
But
Yep.
I mean, I always used to ask myself, I've just never seen that many white midgets before in my life.
Sorry.
So I just, what the hell is wrong with cake? Oh my God. It was a rat in the roll cake.
Girl, as big as that car is, you can run him over. Now, if you was out there with your height, I see why you scared.
No, I'm not
What's the
scared.
problem?
I felt it in my butt. I felt it in my legs, like on my back. I felt the bones cracking. And
Oh,
then
you ran him over.
I ran it over. Oh my God.
Well, all you got to do is get your shovel and go back and drop it off over there Mingling, and somebody have some sweet and sour chicken tomorrow.
Nah, his cousin's gonna be out there to fight her, but don't
It would
listen to
be
him. Don't go bite. They come in
it, would-
packs up their child.
it would
Okay,
be
but you're saying that at the same time. Why I didn't see that one was because I was watching the other two run in front of him. Like, what the hell is two big ass rats? And then he go to, oh my God. Y'all just
I'm telling you, man, they running packs up there, boy. She double bite, they gonna jump up.
yeah. Oh,
Don't listen to him,
y'all,
Jude.
I'm sorry for screaming, but I tried to hit the mute. I tried to, oh God.
We saw you. We saw you and heard you.
Okay.
But yeah, I ain't never seen that many white midgets.
But they weren't really white. Remember, they made them like this purplish color,
Yeah,
purplish
they did.
orange color.
They did. They sure
So
did.
they literally tried to paint over the black, so it wasn't distasteful in your mouth.
Right.
Oh, let me stop playing.
And they made it about chocolate candy. And they made it about chocolate candy, so you wouldn't say the black men.
Or you wouldn't even know it was the cacao beans. But the other part about it is too, it showed how when they added a special ingredient, it blew all these people up. Obesity. That movie spoke so much about how they more honestly, like my part of my business plan is structured around obesity. And our black people, we have the highest rate of obesity. We are dying because of the food that we're eating and our choices, but it's having us have excess weight and these fats and creating ourselves obesity is our problem. That's one of the leading causes of majority of our diseases.
I saw him.
This part is crazy to know that they was doing this because of the candy. And you know, when kids were growing up, like our parents' age, ask them what their mama gave them, because they weren't Similac. They was getting Cairo syrup and stuff, sweeteners,
Yep.
sugars.
Right.
It's sickening.
Listen,
Excuse me.
moving along.
Bless you.
Have you heard anything about the saltwater railroad?
Yes.
I had never heard of that until I saw this video, and this was interesting. And let's check this video out. So this is news to me, and I'm sure it'll be news to a lot of other individuals who will be seeing it tonight for the first time. Check this out.
Raise a hand. How many of y'all heard of the Saltwater Railroad? You know how the Underground Railroad went north? This one went south to the Bahamas. Think about it like this. There were a lot of free blacks in Spanish Florida, just living their life. But the United States took over Florida in 1819. All the black people knew it was going to get worse. Free and enslaved blacks dipped as soon as they could. So some folks hid out on South Beach until they could pay for somebody to take them to the Bahamas. But most people took canoes and braved the waves and the pirates that could return them at any time. I already know some of y'all saying, but didn't the Bahamas have slavery? They did, but in 1825, the British said anybody who lands on their soil, including their colonies, is free. And in 1834, the British started the process of emancipation in their colonies. So now you got the Bahamas, a majority black nation, free, right next to the United States. Oh yeah, that made slavery real volatile, hard to maintain. Check this out. In 1841, there was a ship transporting slaves from Virginia to Louisiana. And as soon as the ship got by the Bahamas, revolt. Them slaves snatched their freedom from that slave ship and settled in the Bahamas. There are towns with descendants of those who escaped that exist to this day. That's what we call the Saltwater Railroad.
Interesting.
I learned about it
I had
probably
never
about
heard such history.
yeah, I learned about it probably about 3 years ago from Mondale, because most of her family is over there from the Bahamas. And I was like, Saltwater Railroad. And they told us the exact same story that's exactly how it went. But do you see, this is the thing that I see even from Haiti, Jamaica, the Bahamas now. They didn't, those black people never have a problem with revolting. They never have a problem, shedding blood and standing up for their rights and their freedom.
So what the
And
fuck wrong with us?
and listen,
Wait, bring that back. Those Africans that literally fought for their freedom, they wasn't broken yet. They never made it to the United States to be slaves. They
right,
never made it off them boats.
right.
So that's the difference. They still had that mindset, kill or be killed. Once they
And
made it here, they was already broken.
I agree with you on that. And I was playing
Broken
myself what the
and
fuck
beat
happened to
into
us.
submission and
Because we
fear.
have been broken. Yep. I agree with that one there.
And another thing that goes with that is laziness. We've gotten so comfortable with the little things that we have that we consider as a part of freedom, that we don't have any, and we don't care for one another to stand up for one another. The only time we stand up for one another, and Thelma said a lot, is when somebody white do something to us, and that's when we want to stand up, and it only lasts for a few weeks. But we make enough T-shirts to make some money off of it, and barbecue, and then after we done made a little money, it die down and go away. But I mean, when you look at the Haitians fighting against the French over in Haiti, you look at the Jamaicans fight for their freedom. You look at, I'm looking at all these black people willing to, lay it all on the line and die. And we don't have none of that here in the United States because we feel like we're too civilized to shed blood, when all the time blood has to be shed for change to take place.
When COVID had kicked off and we were having the lockdown, every state at that time, we were all like kind of mandated by our government. And I was in Kansas, and the governor of Kansas is supposed to be a free state. And the governor back in the when the slavery time, he stood on the highest hill and with his shotgun, and he threatened whoever came. He had his people, and they were defending their land. They weren't letting slavery come through there. So the governor kind of did the same thing this time, and she was saying, we don't need the National Guard to come in here and do anything. We can hold our state down on our own. And she was asking for the people of Kansas to come together and to rise up. Within about a week, not even that long, they were at the courthouse down where, like, with their guns. Hundreds and carloads of white people with their guns down there saying, we're not going to do this lock-in, whatever. Not one black person was there. Once that got shown on TV, that it was all these white people were down there ready to rise up, but no black people were there, no Mexicans were there, no Indians were there. The very next day, the National Guards were there because they were realizing we have a divide. We got people who are willing to stand for what they want, but then you have other people who's scared and won't. So we got to divide. We can put that pressure. And then white people had to step down because at that time they were outnumbered. Now, if we all come together as citizens, cut out this race card and look to who's supposed to be, because at one point pilgrims were there for us. There weren't all just bad white people. You know, we have an army. We got more registered gun carriers than we have military registered people. We don't have to be going through the things we're going through if we united and did what we're supposed to do as people, not just a color.
Well spoken.
Yes, I agree with you, Kate. And the big word, and the main word, and the major word you said in your statement was if.
If. But then my mama also say, if ifs and ands were pots and pans, the world would be a saucer.
That's cute. Another piece of Go ahead, Kate.
I was gonna say we supposed to be having a hurricane up here, y'all.
Really?
Yeah. Right now.
And you right there in the streets.
Oh, I chase storms, but it just started drizzling.
Check this out. Have you heard anything about 1910 Jackal Island?
You talking about when all the bankers and all that went and secretively met up and made these laws and policies and brought about the internal revenues and all that stuff?
Well, where in the hell was I?
Tony, you was probably being busy being Don Allen mama.
Yeah.
This is Jekyll Island, where in 1910, representatives from the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Morgans, and other private bankers gathered secretly to draft the legislation that would create the Federal Reserve. I found it revealing that in the same year the Federal Reserve was founded, 1913, the Internal Revenue Service was also established. An income tax was then instigated so you and I would have to pay the politicians' debt plus interest to the bankers.
The problem is we have a privately owned central bank system in the United States disguised as a government-owned system. Now, if you look in the telephone book here in the Washington, D.C. area, you look up for Federal Reserve in the blue government pages, it's not there. It's in the white pages right next to Federal Express. It's a privately owned central bank.
Central banks are banking cartels which have gone into partnership with the respective governments in the countries where they operate. And they've been given monopolistic power over the creation of the nation's money supply.
I found that to be so interesting. Y'all knew about it.
You thought you were bringing some over our head?
A lot of people don't know though, so it's good that we're showing our viewers. It's good that we already know about it, but there are a lot of people who aren't aware that because there are people who still pay taxes to the IRS. They still
Let
be
me
turning
tell
in
you,
income taxes.
y'all know why a lot of people will not know about it? Because they took finance out of the school system.
Yes.
Like I learned that in school.
But
They
my
took
So if you don't
finances
teach
out
it
of
to
the
your
school system.
kids or reach one, teach one, that's gonna be lost in the books.
and that's why they do away with. So if you notice, like I was talking to I noticed it with my boys that are here mostly in Florida, that they were actually there were like no books going on. You know, when we went to school, we had books that we could go home, spelling books, math books, reading books. We had all science books, history, chemistry, US history. We had all these books. Now there are no books going
There are
home
no
with
books.
kids.
And if you
No.
ask, you can ask the kid's teacher to send a book. It will take about a month for them to do it. They take forever. You have to like write letters and get approval to receive a textbook in
Yep.
your home.
Yep. Because they want to. At this time, what they're doing, Kate, and I had somebody to teach me this. This was just recently. The reason they removed books from out of the school systems and give teachers these what they call them tell me what they ah I forgot what the name of it that they give these kids now to come home and do work with, but
Tablets, laptops.
they give them that. But it's before then it was something else. It was the school curriculum of it was called something else, but because they're now taking the books and revising the books and they're putting in new history the way that they want you to see it, to where it writes how white folks want the history to be told. And this is why the books have disappeared. And like you say, you have to put in a request for these books because schools are not required to give kids the teacher. That's why the teachers print out everything now. Everything is printed out and they give you your homework and you just got to read what's on the paper that they give to you. And I remember somebody the guy was telling me that about the Jekyll Island thing, and he was like, the Federal Reserve is a fake building. It's not a fake building, but a fake entity. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, this is what we call banking cartels, and the Rothschilds, the Wahlbergs, the Rockefellers, the Chase Manhattan, all of these people. This is why these banks just come out of the blue, out of nowhere. This is why the banking industry is always bailed out when something bad come along, because these people have already. These are the people who actually run these banks and has the money. And so when you see the government of the United States talking about they took out a $2.7 trillion loan, who you think they got the loan from? They got the loan from those individuals. And when you get a chance, Cake and Tay, I'm gonna go look at this movie called The Zygeist Story, the truest story ever told. And it tells you how the government, these banking cartels, they the one who cause all these wars. They finance all these wars and things like this because it generates money for them. And it also
That's
put
one of my favorite movies,
what?
The Zygeist.
Yeah, I introduced it to Tony one time, but Teamo got to go watch it, and it talks about, it reveals all different types of stuff. Like it's a bunch of IRS people that actually worked in the office at the IRS building who was working and having their taxes taken out. They went to go look up the tax code law, where it shows or it's supposed to tell you why we are paying taxes and where the money's supposed to be going. And they say that they, even when they ask the higher up people, in the IRS. Why are we paying taxes? There's no need for taxes. Where's the tax code for that? They can never find it. So they say they just stopped paying. They just stopped filing taxes and things and say nobody never messed with them. But anybody else, when you see people talking about the feds came and picked up somebody for tax evasion, the feds the feds don't pick you up. That private entity, which is the Federal Reserve, police pick you up. And that's all it is. It's just a big, it's just like we show all the time, it's just a big chess game. And these 1% of these people that have almost all the wealth are playing chess while everybody else are holding the chessboard on their backs. And until the people decide to stand up and turn the game over, we're gonna always be subservient to these individuals, no matter how much money you have it.
Yeah, I gotta look for it so we can show it.
Right.
It's so, and all these strong men with that board on it, and it just stand up. Game over. One second.
But yeah, Tony, I'm glad you finally got a chance to see it.
Yeah, that was so interesting. I was like, wow. In other news, this one here I thought was hilarious. Check this out.
Happened again. Another sign language interpreter accused of signing total gibberish. This time it was at the police news conference announcing an arrest in the Tampa serial killings. Standing off to the side, apparently translating every word, this woman.
We received over 5,000 tips in this case.
But it turns out much of what she was signing was nonsense. She waved her arms around like she was singing Jingle Bells, says one outraged sign language expert. The woman, identified as Derlin Roberts, has a string of arrests for fraud. So how did she come to be translating at last week's high-profile police news conference?
I just didn't ask enough questions.
Tampa Police Public Information Officer Steve Hegarty told me the woman simply showed up out of the blue and offered her services.
My immediate reaction was, I didn't call for a sign language interpreter, but that's great that we have one here. I let her in.
Did this woman appear to know what she was doing?
And next on the news.
So she just showed up at a news conference and said, oh, can I be the interpreter? Pay me. And got a check.
No, they said volunteer.
Oh, she volunteered to make them look like a fool.
But did you see the lady over there almost pop, lock, and drop it?
Yes.
I mean,
I missed it.
Wait, what, Kate?
I missed it.
Yeah, she was over there pop, lock, and dropping it.
And to me, even if you didn't know sign language, it looked like she wasn't doing no sign language.
Right.
No, listen, how when she did them arm movement, I said, how did they not know that lady was not an interpreter?
Okay.
How he gonna talk about I didn't call for one, but when one showed up, I was like, why not?
Yeah, cause it was free.
Y'all look, I ordered white rice. Look how they got
Y'all,
my
it
white
was
rice.
It's just rice that was put in a heart-shaped bowl.
Go to sleep, Legacy.
Yes, she was breakdancing, Miss Johnson.
Wow. Y'all remember a while back, there was this teenager that was in the news, a teen girl, teen female, a tomboy, that slapped a girl's mother.
That sounds familiar, T.
They just found her dead.
Wow. Yeah, you talking about Tony? We talking about the girl that came to the lady house, had the mama by the shirt and was slapping the girl mama in front of.
This your mother, right? Oh, you serious? Stop playing with me.
Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. Are you serious? Stop playing with me, bro.
New at 11 family members confirmed this is the 15-year-old who was found shot to death inside a Newcastle County apartment overnight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Holden. Tonight, police are still not saying very much about what they think happened, but Eyewitness News reporter Matt Pachullo has been pushing for answers. He's live outside the state police barracks. Matt.
Well, Joe, I also talked to the victim's family. Her brother tells me that she was a loving sister, someone he's going to miss every day. Now state police are working to figure out exactly what led up in the moments before that gun was fired. Family of 15-year-old Imoni Rivers Boyd says she was taken from them too soon. She was found shot dead just before 10 o'clock Saturday night at this apartment complex on Bennett Court in Newport.
And it was just full of cop cars.
A neighbor shared this image of Newport police responding to a frantic 911 call shortly after the fatal shooting.
I think about her parents, you know, how they must feel and just how she lost her life so young.
On Sunday, we found crime scene tapes still left behind. Neighbors say they heard loud music on the first floor apartment when the gun was fired.
Kids had a party and then it just got out of hand.
Later in the evening, a woman who was at work at the time came home.
Well, she could thank her lucky stars.
The one who got killed was earlier slapping somebody's mama like that.
About 2 years ago.
The one who's doing the slapping is dead.
So I was feeling a little sad about her getting killed the way it was. But then it's like, where do these people think they can just do stuff like this and there is no consequences to their actions? Not to say that the slap means the child's life should have been taken. But like,
you slapping somebody, mama. The fact that you got to live 2 years, girl, you did good. Go ahead and fly wherever you at, heaven or hell. Choose your poison.
But
hey, listen, she was living graceful to live 2 years, and you slapped my mama 3 hard ass times.
No,
girl, bye.
listen,
I ain't got no remorse.
Not only the slap, you got my mama jacked up by her collar. That alone, you came to my mama's house
and recorded it and put it on. It went viral.
And let me tell you, the crazy thing is this. Like Cake said, that's how I would move with a person. If a person did me so wrong like that, there's no need for me really. It just depends on where I'm at the moment. But if I think that was and I'm sorry that she's gone, but you can't just think like Cake say that you just slapped somebody's mama 3 times and then posted it, and you thought that all of that extra time after that was just
nobody
great.
Loved her.
You thought that
she thought that ain't nobody loved that girl, that lady.
Yeah, it's somebody
She
who
don't love her mama.
And all they did was waited till you got into it with somebody else on a real beef. They caught you just right, and they gave you your wings.
Wow.
It's sad, but you can't play with people's mamas like that. People got in fights in school by saying mama jokes and stuff like that. Ain't nobody going for that. You don't slap Tony. Can you play the slap back again?
Sure.
I want y'all to hear this.
Hey, Joseph. I'm gonna play it again.
This your mother, right?
Oh, you serious?
Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Serious?
Stop fucking playing with me, bro.
You serious?
Stop playing with me, bro.
New at 11 family members confirmed this is the 15-year-old who was found shot to death inside a Newcastle County apartment overnight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Holden. Tonight, police are still not saying very much about what they think happened, but Eyewitness News reporter Matt Pachullo has been pushing for answers. He's live outside the state police barracks. Matt.
Well, Joe, I also talked to the victim's family. Her brother tells me that she was a loving sister, someone he's going to miss every day. Now state police are working to figure out exactly what led up in the moments before that gun was fired. Family of 15-year-old Imoni Rivers Boyd says she was taken from them too soon. She was found shot dead just before 10 o'clock Saturday night at this apartment complex on Bennett Court in Newport.
And it was just full of cop cars.
A neighbor shared this image of Newport police responding to a frantic 911 call shortly after the fatal shooting.
I think about her parents, you know, how they must feel and just how she lost her life so young.
On Sunday, we found crime scene tapes still left behind. Neighbors say they heard loud music on the first floor apartment when the gun was fired.
Kids had a party and then it just got out of hand.
Later in the evening, a woman who was at work at the time came home.
Now, the amazing thing to me on that is, Tony, those people, the news people, just so fast found that video and attacked. That's what the media, and that's how the media and the police know her, as the woman that went to the mother house and slapped the mama 2 or 3 times. And that's, I mean, they ain't looking for who killed that girl. They ain't
I
wasting
said
no
the
man
same
hour.
thing.
Say what, Tay?
I said the same thing. I said I'm willing to bet you they didn't put no effort into that. Because if she did that to that little girl mama, trust, she been giving them police officers the blues.
Yes. And
They ain't
then
looking for that.
and then this is what burns me. People get on here talking about, yes, we may feel sad for the mama, but babe, I'm sorry. Your 15-year-old not only gave the blues to that woman and like tell I'm gonna say the police, but you did the same thing to your mama, because obviously you don't have no respect for no type of authority. And again, we sorry that she gone, but you can't be out here in this world disrespecting people like that. And like I said, I'm very much disturbed that the mama was so reserved to let somebody slap her face like that and look away from the camera, and they wasn't hollering go to commercial.
Yeah, that was
Listen, I'm being real. I would have liked to see her come up to Juicy or Tayama house and do that. I'd have loved to see that video.
Man, don't do that. Cause I'm the kind of person I be putting hot water on the stove. I keep a golf club by the stove. I got this bat with a nail in. I mean by the door, not the stove. I'm saying the front door. So just so that if something pop off, we just got many opportunities to do whatever we can do. You gonna get served. Whatever business you coming from, you gonna get it.
She 15 though. I just wish she
15
would.
does not mean she does not have a cognitive ability to come and make the decision to do what she
I
was
wish
doing.
she just went over there and slapped you or Tayama like that.
Baby,
You
that
must have,
whole footage
you
would have
didn't
went
hear me.
totally different. I would have
Voice
been
and
on my
you
way
just
to
didn't
the
hear me.
ambulance. She would have been on her way to ICU
You
and
put the
would have
rice
died
in
a
it?
couple of hours later.
Yo,
okay.
On delivery.
DOA, dead on arrival.
Yes, it's ready.
DOA.
Thank you.
You knock on my door to pull on me to beat the oh man, listen.
Miss Johnson say potash, acid, chairs, brooms, etc. You just a violent individual, I see, Miss Johnson.
Amen.
No, it's protecting yourself by any means necessary.
But get what? If she'd have did me like that and I'd have jumped on it, y'all would have been like, Legacy, you could have found something else to do.
No,
Not
But
if
my
she
no.
came to
thing
your
is,
house.
her daughter had to be terrified because the girl say, "This your mama?
Right.
Stop playing with me." Oh, ain't no way. So her daughter sat right there while her mama got beat down.
Her daughter must be the lover because obviously she's a stud.
And what it looks like too is she might have been beating on her daughter and she was going there to
Right.
show ain't nobody gonna help you because I'll beat her too. That's why she got served the way she got served.
Because she probably been beat on her lover, which is the daughter, and the daughter I said, I'm gonna get my mama, and then she said, oh, let's go to your mama's house. Oh, is this your mama? Let her know, bitch, I'm not scared of your mama either.
Go to commercial. That's what they would have been saying. Go to commercial. Camera would have been.
Understatement.
But guess what? Who holding the camera? The daughter?
That's what I was wondering.
Who holding the camera?
No, it couldn't have been the daughter. It had to be one of the friends.
There was more people there.
I'm hoping it was some other friend, because if you holding the camera, oh my God. Listen, I'm okay with losing the fight. I'm okay with losing the fight if it's fair. But what you're not gonna do, huh?
He lost one in third grade.
Wow. Wow.
By female.
So they
wow.
said on
Now you know that man finna go to sleep. You gonna have him dreaming about that ass whooping again.
Wow. This is what y'all do. Wow.
I'm not doing it, Legacy. I almost did, but I stopped. I
You
recanted.
what you almost did.
But I recanted. I heard the
I ain't do
wow, and
nothing.
I felt your
I'm just
feelings.
telling Tony, darn, he know you laying in bed. How he gonna just do you like that though?
You know what? I just don't feel loved right now. And for you to just be able to bring that up and embarrass me once again.
Yeah, that was real traumatic for him.
And I reached out to the young lady to bring her on as a special guest to the show, but she never responded.
You lying. I'm going to sleep.
Oh, you looked up Ebony McDougal?
Yes, I found like 2 or 3 pages. So I figured, man, you know, sometimes you lose the password to one page and you start another one.
Yeah.
So I didn't know which one was active or which one was still. I emailed all 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them.
It's just amazing how you want to embarrass me.
But she never responded. But had she responded, she would have been a special guest on the show.
The one who whooped his ass.
Yes.
I got somebody for it now, though.
I mean, that might not have been the way we titled it, but pretty much.
I got 2 people for it now. 2.
You got 2 people for it?
Yeah. What we got left, bro?
The last one. Little baby was shopping, and a random, I guess, an influencer, YouTuber, or somebody walked up to him and asked him questions because they saw these bags that he and his entourage was carrying out the store, but they didn't recognize who he was or who he is. But it was a cute little interview. Check this out.
Excuse me, sir. I'm Zib, the watch guy. No. I absolutely love your style, man. No. Is that the AP? Rose gold? Oh, whoa! The skeleton. Can you share with our viewers what you do for a living?
I rob.
What? You do? What advice do you have for other robbers out there?
Don't get caught.
Thank you so much for sharing, man. Hey, can I tag you?
Yeah, tag.
What's your IG?
Little baby.
Little baby?
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See, that's what they call social recklessness.
Mm-hmm.
He can. I mean, I get it. He his ego. I'm a little baby. You supposed to know about me. So if you're gonna ask that kind of crazy question, what I do, then I'm gonna give you some bullshit ass what I do. But you rob? That's what you do?
We
didn't know who he was.
You don't know me as I rob either.
The man didn't had no clue who he was.
Right, but he didn't know. He don't know that he robbed. So he saw that on his wrist and knew you somebody to spend that kind of money on something. What do you do? And your explanation is you rob. He could have said, I'm an open heart surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's being recorded and put out there now, all these other little kids be like, oh, If I'm open heart surgery, I can rock them kind of watch. But now I'm a riser,
Right,
I can walk that watch.
right.
I don't like little baby no more, and I don't even know what he's saying. I'm glad I ain't listened to you before.
I mean, we have
Grow up, little
moments like
baby.
I'm with you, Tam. I mean,
I'm
Kate.
rolling.
We have moments in life and in front of the camera and stuff that we can actually motivate our kids, our youth, our generation to. And those moments are just like that, where he could, like you say, he could have said, "I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a rapper. I play football. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer." He could have said any of those positive things that, like you say, could have inspired those that the youth that follow him, even though they know he's joking. But for some of those, because he is what considered to be a hardcore rapper, his image of things or what he say influences on a different level. Because you got people who look up to him who say, "Oh, he dropped the jewel. He really told what he did, what he do," and now they going to try to emulate him, not knowing he lying and perpetrating. But now you don't went in these people's house who got you robbing somebody's house and going in there thinking you finna be little baby and get this watch. But the people don't, they gonna let you come all the way in, and then by the time you get ready to go, they gonna hit you with everything. And gonna sleep real good later on because and ain't going to jail because you went in there trying to follow a farce that little baby done sold to you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Well, y'all know what time it is. It is that time, y'all. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. We're gonna definitely let you guys know that we air every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna go ahead and bring our sister out, the juiciest cakes in the business. Cake. Let them know.
Les, you can find me here every Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. or a little bit later. You know how sometimes it might be on the ATL show. You can check me out on Facebook, Nicole Purse, Instagram, Miss Beautiful, TikTok, Miss Juicy Cakes. And for all your homeopathic and wellness needs, you can check me out at enliventoyou.com.
All right, we appreciate that. We're gonna go ahead and bring out the boss lady. She actually graced us with her presence today. We missed her so much. The boss lady. Then did she
Tayama
leave?
Sweetness. Yeah, she left, so I'll read it for her. Tyson's mom. You can check her out on Instagram at Tayama01, Facebook Tayama.Copeland1, or justintimeaccessories at gmail.com. And check out her website at justintimeaccessories.com. That number is for business purpose only.
Bam.
Really, just don't call it, please. We'll go ahead and bring out the boss man, the one that make it possible for us to be able to be in this ATL world, in these ATL streets. The pain in my side, my brother, my little big brother, or big little brother, as he want me to say it. AB, let him know.
What's up, y'all? I'm Anthony Brown. You can find me on all social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube under Anthony Brown or The Anthony Brown Show. You can also email me at theanthonybrownshow@gmail.com. Please follow my Facebook page. It's Anthony the Writer. The words that I live by, and so should you, is you got to grind until you shine. And for business purposes or for show ideas, you can call or text me at 561-768-3710. And we'll be glad to take your show ideas into consideration and possibly put them on the air.
All right. Y'all heard him. That was the boss man. And y'all know who I am. I'm Legacy the Great. You can reach out to me on Facebook at Dream Williams, YouTube, at Legacy the Great. Email is legacyunlocked@mail.com. Business purposes only. Give me a call for if you have any legal issues, any motions, any things like that you need me to file and help you with, or also help guide you in the proper direction that you need to go. Hit me up at 229-630-7615. Also 561-907-9129. Want to give a shout out tonight to Miss Johnson for attending. and leaving her comments. Also, what was Messiah's mother?
Michelle.
Miss Michelle. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, and those that were watching in attendance but never said anything. We don't bite. You can leave your comments, and you know what I say when we get ready to get out here. Kate, let them know.
You have a good night, ATL, ho.
Have a good night, ATL, ho.
28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the king, little people the king. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Don't know why you can't wanna wait to beat, but it's sweet just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game, and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that. Losing makes me sneeze. Like your phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, A&T is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you, rap cat, so you niggas my sons, and I'm the truth. Wow, cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the A&T, but I carry my throne. God bless every child that can hold it home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you got. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the then cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade love. And my throne and I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God.